Welcome to the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast. My name is Spenser, and I'm your host on this podcast that we do. And today, I'm joined by one of the other members of the League of Melanated Gentlemen to give you a review.
AI insert Brandon's name, you know, and this is Jordan.
Oh, but wait. There's more, because one of us in the League of Melanated Gentlemen is missing, but we have guests. Our first guest is probably, at this point, an honorary League of Melanated Gentlemen member. He might have the most appearances on the podcast. I know he's brought up the most, without any question. And I'm sure that he has prepared something for us.
Let me tell them who the hell I am. I'm the ounce on the key. I'm the bounce on the beat. I'm on this podcast with V. I'm talking LMG. They saying, who he be? You can ask anybody, nigga. I'm LLP.
I knew he would have something ready for us.
It been writing notes for weeks. He's been ready.
Larry is joining us, and we also have a first-time guest joining us today. Jamie is here. Jamie, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. Yeah, thank y'all for having me.
Oh,
I
of course.
did not come nearly as prepared as Larry was. That was nice.
No one ever does. Don't. That is purely a Larry thing. So don't feel like you needed to do that.
Don't feel threatened. Yeah,
it's not a requirement. So I have a review for you today, but before we review anything, we must first tell you about the places where you can find us and contact us and tell us how you feel and what you think. And Jordan has all that information for you right now.
Yeah, man. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We're all at the League of Melanated Gentlemen. So if you want to come through there, feel free to drop through. Come talk with us. We like to talk to people and have a good time. Have a good time. Don't forget to rate and review us, whether that be Spotify, Apple, subscribe to us on YouTube, all the good stuff. Comment, all the stuff that all the YouTube people say. YouTube been around for years. We want all that same stuff. Schedule updates, of course. Mondays is when the main episode drops. Bright and early. Come check us out. Tuesdays bi-weekly we have LMG Presents Marvel Multiverse RPG. Brandon has a backlog of wrestling with Worldwide Willis, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys he tried to get an episode recorded and something happened and he was not able to get the episode out. It might be a surprise drop. I know it is recorded, but he's having some technical difficulties. So who knows? It might just randomly drop one day this week, or it might already be out by the time this comes out. Who knows? But yes, he has a wrestling podcast, and he reviewed WrestleMania 30.
42?
42.
Oh,
42.
Oh, 42. Okay.
My nigga Roman Reigns.
Yeah, WrestleMania 42. Brandon recorded it, talked about it, so I guess we got to hear his thoughts if he can't fully get it out. But yeah, and then of course on Fridays every week we have DC Animation with Spenser and Friends. That is Spenser. I'm gonna say Spenser. That is Spenser's review podcast where he is talking about the entirety of the DC animated universe, and he is currently in season 2 of Young Justice, and that is everything we have here.
Yes, it's a good time. So, as I'm sure you noticed, Brandon is not here because Brandon is too soft to enjoy something as gritty as The Boys.
Yes, nigga.
And who knows if he'll even listen to this episode because, it might just be too much for him. But hopefully he does. And, I'm sure he'll have a response. But that's why we have guests today. We are in a heavy review season, you've probably noticed. We've had a lot to review because there are too many shows, and they're all on at once, and I don't understand why. I don't know whose idea it was to have Invincible and The Boys on at the same time, on the same fucking app, but whatever.
Trying to get that money.
Yeah, but wait till Invincible's over to drop The Boys, and whatever, it's fine. Anyway, we're gonna do a mid-season review. So we're going to talk about the first 4 episodes of season 5 of The Boys. As is the case with any review, I've written a synopsis in my own words, and so we're just going to talk about it. And so we start with episode 1, 15 inches of sheer dynamite. We open at the Vought International meeting of shareholders. Annie sneaks in posing as a firecracker, and she is spotted by Black Noir. They have a brief scuffle, but Annie is able to get the Flight 37 video on screen during Homelander's speech. Sister Sage gets on the media campaign and calls it fake news. Homelander is still pissed that people hate him, and he wants Annie and Billy Butcher dead. With that, he tells Sage to leak that he is going to have the captured boys killed to draw them out. Over at the camp, Frenchie is making deals and Mother's Milk is in a fight club. Butcher pulls up on his dad, just to hear him scream, and Homelander appears on Truth Bomb with Firecracker. Over in the Philippines, Butcher picks up Kimiko, and they plan to stop the boys from getting killed. Things are very bleak at the camp, and The Deep has a podcast with Black Noir, and Annie is visited by Butcher and Kimiko, who is talking now. They come up with a plan to get the boys out while the boys try to make a plan to escape before they are executed. Homelander tells The Deep and Black Noir that they are useless, and Ashley, who's the vice president now, gets a visit from Sister Sage that Homelander wants more Starlighters arrested. Annie, Butcher, and Kimiko try to get some help with their plan, and Homelander pulls up on Huey at the camp. A-Train has to move his family because the Deep shows up, and the escape plan is in motion, but of course, Homelander is waiting for them. Kimiko is lasered in half, and Annie blinds Homelander, which causes all hell to break loose. Annie gets Frenchie and Kimiko out, Mother's Milk finally kills Love Sausage, and A-Train provides a distraction, which allows everyone to escape. Homelander does catch A-Train and necks him. So, I did my best to keep that as tight as I could. But
Yeah, no, you did it though.
these episodes are very dense. And so a lot happened in this first episode. So before we talk through the episode itself, Jamie, have you been keeping up with The Boys this whole time? Like when it comes out, you watch immediately, or did you do a late watch? What is your relationship with The Boys? Do you have any comic book experience with it?
No comic book experience. Let's see, probably 3 episodes had dropped until I picked it up, but I watched them all and then obviously caught up and watched number 4 yesterday when it came out. So in the past, I typically would like let a few episodes build up and then watch them all, mainly just because I liked being able to consume like 4 or 5 hours of The Boys at a time. It was pretty nice.
I support that.
I would say I was good actually. Are you, and we might have talked about this before, but are you more of a week-to-week person or a binge person?
I prefer to just like binge it, but with The Boys, it's also like, I don't know, it's just so good. Like I'll start off like a lot of times it'll release and I just like have forgotten or I've been watching something else and don't even think about it. And then like once it has dropped, like there's 3 or 4 episodes out, I'll binge it. And then I'm like, damn, it's too good. Like I gotta go watch it every week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't let it build up again. So
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Okay. Larry, do you week to week or do you binge it?
I week to week shit. I don't know why you guys be benching shit. That's for new niggas. We came up in a time where week to week stuff. That's how we watch stuff.
Yeah,
That's
no
how it
choice.
goes. So you want to talk about too many shows? I got Boys, Invincible, Mall. I had Shrinking, Friends and Neighbors, Euphoria,
Daredevil.
It's too much.
There are too many shows.
I can't. Oh my! And like 3 of them come out on Wednesday. Yeah, it was maybe 4 of them came on Wednesday. But
Are you still keeping up with Monarch? I've only watched episode 1 and 2.
Oh, thank you. I forgot about Monarch. That's
I need to catch up. Yeah, I need to catch up to that one.
8 shows is ridiculous to keep up with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There are too many shows.
yeah, too many.
I don't know how you do that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And look, it's not like I got all the time in the world because I go to work,
You be busy.
Jamie. I go to work. To make here, I had just got done mowing my yards, and then yeah, I came here to do that. So yeah,
Okay. If I can binge, I will binge. For this podcast, I've been doing a binge style. So whatever we're reviewing, I will binge that and prepare for it and lock in because there are too many shows. So I spent this week on just The Boys, and here we are because I have to write a synopsis. I don't have to, but I do it for you, the people. So, but between the two, like if I have the option to binge, I'm gonna just do that. Like give me all the episodes. I'm gonna watch them. I promise. So we open at the Vought International Meeting of Shareholders. And it's basically, a rally, if you will,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
a national convention. And, they're setting up for some firecrackers, and Annie sneaks in there. And I'm like, how did y'all let that happen? But whatever. And of course, Black Noir Caesar, and her whole plan is to release the Flight 37 video. Now, in earlier seasons, she had discussed doing that. And whenever she talked to Homelander and said, hey, I'll release the video, he was like, do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Sure, I'll lose everything, but then I'll have nothing to lose. And that is one of probably the scariest moments in The Boys because it's like, oh, that's what you don't want. You don't want a Homelander with nothing to lose. Because that's easily the most dangerous thing you can have in that show.
That same plot point is crazy because like it's literally been around since season 1. Like that same plot point of the flight.
Yep.
And like it's just now playing off. So
Yep.
that's crazy. That's just been like a running thing.
Yeah, because we've known about it this whole time. But as far as the people knowing about it, she gets into the control room and Black Noir tries to stop her. They scuffle, but eventually they're able to put the flight up. And as soon as they did it, I was like, oh, they're going to call this AI. Like that's obviously that's how that's what this is going to be. And that's exactly what happened. They claimed it was AI and inserted some AI things and, fake news and all that. And yeah, like that's exactly where you go in this situation.
Yeah, I would say because you even see Homelander, like he's on the news. He's like, "Look, it has 6 fingers." That's the last time I checked. I don't have 6 fingers. Like it's clearly AI.
Yeah. So yeah, like that. I mean, and what The Boys does very well is mirror real life, and so yeah, I was like, I know exactly how this is gonna go, and that is where it went. Real quick, just for the room, how does the room feel about Sister Sage?
I am still curious to see what her goal is. Like, I feel like she has a goal that we don't quite know what it is yet.
Okay.
Because, like, I feel like she's playing Homeland. At first, I feel like she was on the Homelander train. But then I think she started to see how crazy he was. And so I think she's trying to find herself an out. And I think she's using kind of some of the people around her. But I still want to know what's her ultimate goal. I like her as a character because I'm trying to figure out what she's doing.
Okay.
Yeah, like I don't think like she started out like and I thought she was just evil, like she was just a master manipulator and stuff like that. And like she still does that, but like she clearly, like Jordan is saying, like she has some other like goal in mind, and like she has to manipulate Homelander in order for her to like get that, but also
Carefully
like,
manipulative.
but to like also just like preserve herself as well, like because
Yeah.
he could just like, you know,
And I think,
zap
and
her just like
she's
that.
starting to see that more and more. She's like interacting with him, like he truly is unstable, and so I
Mhm.
feel like she's trying to put pieces in place to make sure she's good. What you think, Larry?
I can't get a good read on the woman. I can't even say that she's evil. I wouldn't even think she's a bad person. I think what I think she's doing something to survive, and she caught an opportunity to have a lot more. And I know she's supposed to be the smartest woman in the world or whatever, smartest person, but I don't think she was really prepared for how unhinged he was, and was like, oh, that is he kind of scary. Like now I got to do everything I can to just keep on his good side. So I don't know. I feel like she might come back and be like, this ain't it. But I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think she would tell Homelander that she can't do something.
No. And
Like,
I think
yeah,
being the smartest woman on Earth is why she is compliant as far as he is concerned.
She keeps her usefulness, that's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. And like just as a character, I love her as a character. Um and the fact that we don't know what her goals are, like her real goals, I that's kind of one of the reasons I really like her. She because like I don't know if it's a situation where she's evil just because, or because it feels like the reason she's evil is because the system has made her that way. Like she has a lot of resentment toward the way that things have been handled, and especially as a black woman, the way that black women are treated is why she's mad.
Do you think she's evil?
No, well, that's what I
No,
was gonna say.
like, I
And we don't
don't
even
think
know.
she is.
I don't
Okay,
think we even know her
okay, okay,
backstory.
okay, okay. You don't think she's evil? Okay,
No,
cool.
I don't think she's evil. I think she's resentful, and I think that she's pissed at the system, and I think
Is
that
she though?
I feel like she is. Right now, she's working within it because that's kind of how it has to be. And again, she's a manipulator. She has to put chess pieces where they need to go. But
Do we know?
I
Do we know her origin story like at all? I don't remember.
I think it was like what I remember is she was like 9 years old and her grandmother like had cancer. She cured cancer and they just kind of ignored her and her grandma ended up dying, I think.
I don't remember any of that.
Like that, I can't guarantee that that's the case, but I feel like that's what happened. And
The only
so
the only thing I remember from her was like she was a super like obscure like superhero, but then like when he goes and like I guess it was Homelander, I don't remember who it was, went and
yeah,
met with
Homelander
her.
went to her
She had
house.
like this like is this massive library, and like I'm like, oh dang, like that was a pretty good like scene builder, like just like making her look like she's just like sitting around like reading books. She's just like this like massive nerd, you know? But it's like, no, she has more like depth than that, than just like just a geek and like nerd, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
and we
And
also don't really see her go her dumb route anymore either. Like
mm,
that's one thing I did notice.
we haven't seen it, but
right.
there's a point where she absolutely did that.
The Taco Bell scene.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Oh,
that
I
that's
would.
what that was.
Well, was it though?
How long has it been since season
4?
4? 2 years?
It's
1
been
year.
a year
A year and a
because
1
half?
year.
he says
Yeah.
it's been a year. Like Homelander
Yep.
says it's been a year.
No, no, no. I mean in real life, like releasing.
Uh,
Maybe like a year and a half.
Because it's been a minute. That's why me and Jordan are kind of like, yeah, I don't.
I was like, I remember that. But I was like, even with the Taco Bell scene, I don't think she was necessarily like her dumb version in that scene.
She's
I
less
think she
than like
was.
herself though.
I
She was
think
like,
I think she
okay,
had done some scraping,
You don't go and
because
get Taco Bell if you're like the smartest person owner. There's no way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
Like,
y'all don't think Jeff Bezos out here getting tacos?
well,
hell no.
when she does that to herself, she likes trash TV and trash food. Like that is specifically what she
What she
wants
said.
whenever she lobotomizes herself.
Okay, that's fair. I do remember that. That's fair. Okay.
So I am pretty sure that's what that was. But she still had enough of her faculties for her and
Yeah, well,
Ashley
yeah,
to
because
talk.
she straight up told us like, don't even try to read my
You-
mind. You're
yeah,
gonna
which-
blow your brains out.
Yeah, which I thought was great. But yeah, we'll talk about that. So yeah, I like her as a character, and yeah, I think that she is. I wonder what her goals are, but I guess we'll find out maybe because I think that you're right. I think she was not prepared for how like I thought she thought she'd be able to control Homelander better than she is, but she wasn't ready for the level of unstable he is.
Yeah.
Because-
you can't prepare for that chaos.
Yeah, like she's used to being able to just control people and knowing all the steps that people are going to do and all the steps that people are going to take and all that. But they, call it all fake news, and then Homelander is furious that people still don't like him. Like that's like he's deeply in his feelings about the fact that because they were like, everybody worships you. What are you talking about? He was like, no, people don't like me in their hearts. People are afraid of me. And that's not what I want. It's like, okay. Whatever. But, and he said, I won't be happy until Starlight and Butcher are corpses. That is what will make me happy because, one of the things that Sister Sage says to him is like, you will never be pleased. Like, even if you had everything that you wanted, you still wouldn't be happy. Because whenever she says permission to speak freely, he says go for it. I'm like, that doesn't feel safe. I don't know if you should. I don't know if you should do that. But
He's had so many chances, I feel like, to kill both Butcher and Huey and any other people. I'm like, bro,
yeah,
if you're gonna do it, just do it, man. Just do it.
yeah,
This could have been over like 4 seasons ago. You know
Oh,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
Like,
Bro, he
Yeah.
had Butcher so many times before Butcher even got powers. Like he had him so many times, but
correct.
never happened.
Yeah, and I mean, it could be just because of the fact that Butcher isn't afraid of him. Like, and he knows that Butcher's not afraid of him. And that might be why he leaves Butcher alive, because that's something he needs for some reason.
yeah,
But
I think he just likes that like cat and mouse. Like he's in it for the chase. Kind of. It's like, yeah, like I'll just kind of drag this along, like and just keep let it going. So
because I think now he's to the point where it's like, all right, I'm tired of this shit. Like, Butcher is a real problem, as opposed to Homelander not really believing that Butcher was a legitimate threat.
Yeah.
But, who knows? So, he's like, here's what we're gonna do. The boys that are captured, because we saw them get captured at the end of the last season, he says, put out an announcement that in 3 days we're going to have them executed, and that will lure out the people that I'm trying to, get handled. And then we see the actual camp that they're in, and Frenchie out here making deals. Mother's Milk, who has lost a lot of weight.
Oh man,
He's-
yeah.
He lost a lot of
Dang.
weight last season, though.
Yeah, but it seems like even
It's
more now.
noticeable now.
It was noticeable last season. Y'all remember
Yeah,
that? I thought
No,
they had
I
cancer.
agree with
was like,
I
oh,
agree with
no.
Larry. I think it was real noticeable last season, but I think it's even more this season.
absolutely.
Well, I'm used
like-
to it now.
I think it's the facial hair too.
It was more. It felt
Did-
like I
did
know
he
that
get
he
his-
lost weight last season, but yeah, it was more.
He get his tonsils taken out like Jordan? Is that why he lost all that weight?
Yeah, I got my tonsils out a few months ago. Boy, I lost 20 pounds on that. Boy, I don't recommend. I gained all that shit back though.
Okay. All right. So yeah, he had his tonsils removed, and he did not put the weight back on. So Then so yeah, we see them just what's happening in the camp, and then we see Butcher go to visit his dad, and he's basically like, I'm here to put you down. And his dad's like, why would you do that? I'm already like, you came here to pick on an old man? You know, that whole
Yeah,
thing.
Butcher still hates his dad.
Yep. And so he went ahead and took care of it. And then one of the things that is ridiculous is that Firecracker, stopped taking the drugs that were allowing her to produce breast milk because it was killing her. And Homelander was basically just like, well, then you're useless. Like, the fact that he said, like, oh, I can hear your, broken ticker of a heartbeat. I was like, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah,
he is an awful person.
Yeah, he is.
But,
Because she really liked him, but I feel like she's starting to understand, like, everybody in his circle, if you ain't already been it, everybody's like, this dude is really crazy. Like,
like
we
this
gotta
ain't
get
it.
the fuck up. But I don't know how to get away from him without dying because I don't want to
yeah.
die. I have a good life. I do not. I know what they do to them people in their internment camps. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
So,
See,
yeah.
I was thinking the same thing Larry's thinking until, which I know we ain't there yet, but until episode 4, when she was like, I know what he's going to be. And then I feel like she got back on that Homelander train. But I feel like she was stepping off at this point because she's seen how crazy he is. But I
Yeah.
feel like she
And
stepped back on in episode 4.
yeah, and
Remember that. We'll talk more about that.
I feel
Yeah.
like she was one of the people that just straight up worshipped him. And
Yeah.
yeah. And like a true believer.
Yeah.
And so yeah, then we go over to the Philippines and Kimiko is taking care of some child. And then Butcher comes by and picks her up because they got a thing to do. They got to go save the boys who are over at the camp. And whenever they're at the camp, yeah, it's not great. Huey's doing his best to remain positive. But yeah, they got snipers and shit, and the bald person
Yeah.
with the from season 2, I think, with the telekinesis,
Cindy, I think
Man,
is her name. I think I watched
not
like a
playing
recap.
around.
I can't remember what her name was, but
Yeah, because she was the one who got released from like one of the prisons, right?
Yes,
Or was
and
she at the what do they call it, Red River facility or whatnot? Was she
Yeah,
or was she
she
like
was
an
there.
asylum or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
where Iceman was and where Stormfront ended up
Yeah.
going. But yeah, not playing around. Like Cindy's a problem. Like she's just
yeah,
exploding people.
yeah.
And so yeah, when I saw that Cindy was in a tower, I was like, oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. So yeah, then we see that the Deep and Black Noir have a podcast, which they're it's just the Deep saying a bunch of nonsense.
Nonsense. Yep.
Just nonsense.
They
Like,
call that shit.
yeah. And yeah, they gave Black Noir a soundboard. And then Butcher and Kimiko go to see Annie, and Kimiko is talking now. And
So weird.
Oh, wow.
that's weird.
I
That
did
is
not
so
expect
weird.
her voice to be like that. I didn't know what I don't know
didn't
what I
either.
expected. I was like,
Same.
It's weird.
I guess I thought her to sound more Asian-y, Jordan. Like she
I would
didn't.
agree.
If my eyes were closed and she start talking, I'd be like, "Who's this white woman on the screen?"
Well, I didn't think
Yes.
she would have an accent. Uh,
I mean, I thought she would.
I was about to say, my thing with the accent is like, well, if she never spoke, then like she wouldn't have had like another language. Like if English is her first language, it should probably come out the way that it is. But like
Oh,
she learned it all from TikTok, right?
Let's dissect that. Let's dissect this right quick because that might be a good conversation. Let's say you grow up like in the UK, right?
mhm.
So for us, people from the UK have an accent. If you never talk, but you only hear them talk, you think you would start having that same accent, or you saying like you don't think you would have an accent?
Well, she like references that like she learned from like TikTok. So like, and she basically has like I don't know what you call it, like a Valley girl accent or whatever. Like basically like obnoxious like TikTok girl like
Yeah,
sound and
but
voice. But that's where she like started to try to learn. But also I do see what you're saying. Like
like if you never talk and you're around like a certain accent, as soon as you start talking, would you have that same accent just because that's what you hear? That same drawl?
I I would say yes.
Probably.
Yeah, I would
Typically,
say yes too, because you're probably
people
talking in your mind.
yeah, like people sound like what they are around and what they hear.
Yeah.
Like that is like talking is just copying what is said to you. Because if you never hear words, then you have no concept of what words are. So you
Okay.
have the accent of what you hear because that's the way you learn to say words. Like,
Okay.
if I only hear people say advertisement, I'm not going to say advertisement naturally.
Yeah.
So, I,
Okay.
yeah,
I was
like,
curious.
because I was thinking, like, she's been listening to people talk this whole time and she understands English. So,
But
yeah,
she's around like what, three different basically dialects of English. You got Frenchie,
Mhm.
who's speaking his thing. You got Butcher, who fucking, he's
What?
speaking UK shit.
yeah,
And they
a
got
heavy
MM,
UK accent.
and MM is just speaking just
Yeah,
normal.
yeah, MM, Huey, and Starlight are probably roughly the same as far as accents go.
Right.
But,
But she's spending most of the time with Frenchie, so it's like he has his French accent.
yeah, but, you know, because based on her childhood,
She's
uh,
around Asians.
she
Her
wasn't.
brother.
Yes, there wasn't any English there, but if when she started talking, it was based on what she was hearing on TikTok, then that explains where that comes from.
TikTok and
But
porn.
yeah, it was weird. Like whenever she first started talking, I was so not used to it that I was like, is she dubbed over her
Yeah.
I thought
lips
the same
moving?
thing. I thought
Like
the same
it, it,
thing.
it looked like she was dubbed over, but I was like,
You're right. I did not expect her to sound like that.
and I didn't have an expectation. I will say, if she would have had like any kind of thick accent, that would have surprised me. But I think it was her voice more than anything that I was like, I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't it.
Reaching for.
So
Let's get some nuts.
yeah,
That was a good scary movie
Yeah,
3.
Scary Movie 3, yeah.
anyway, she's talking now, and Butcher was like, you didn't say a word on the plane. Like, yeah, I don't want to fucking talk to you. So they come up with a plan, and then the boys have like a little underground area where they're, setting up Molotov cocktails, and we see that Mother's Milk has developed what may be considered a drinking problem. He's just drinking a lot. So
I mean, you in prison.
no, I agree. Whenever whenever he was doing Fight Club and then he won the fight and they just like scooped some water out of the toilet and he
Oh,
drank
yeah.
it, I was
Oh,
like,
hell no.
oh dear.
My boy G said, "Oh yeah."
yeah, that's when you knew they somewhere messed up.
He
Yeah, I was
meant,
like-
"Oh man, boy, you just meant, oh no."
Yeah, they are in prison. So yeah, that was crazy.
Also,
Go ahead.
when
Go
they
ahead, Jay.
start, I was about to say, when they start like fighting and stuff, like going back to like Mother's Milk, like his weight and everything, it's like I don't expect him to like be able to like throw hands like that. It's like
At
he
his
kinda-
current size.
Yes, like he was way more intimidating when he was like
Oh yeah, when he was
a little
like his
heavier
beefy
set.
side.
I
know.
agree.
So
Just because you lose weight don't mean you lost these hands. You
that's
just get it.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's true, but yeah, like I mean, I guess I prefer him with more weight on him, but they're coming up with a plan and they're coming up with a plan. And Homelander basically says to Black Noir in the Deep, like, y'all are fucking useless. Why haven't you found the people I told you to find? And they're obviously not happy about that, but again, the Deep is locked in. And we see that Ashley is the vice president now. I was like,
Yeah.
she
Wasn't
didn't.
expecting that.
She had to come up, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then Sister Sage is told, "Hey, we need you to round up more." Or Sister Sage tells her, "Hey, we need to round up more Starlighters because that's what Homelander wants. He wants to ramp up the capturing of these people." And then they, the boys that are out of prison, look for some help. So Butcher goes to the Worm and tells him to dig a hole. And Annie goes to A Train. I'm always happy to see A Train. Like now that he's not, doing what he was doing.
You want to talk about a weight difference? A Train picked up some weight.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
And
don't think I noticed.
I think that was show appropriate because in the earlier seasons, like they were talking about him getting fat and slowing down
Yeah.
because of it. So like him putting on weight made sense for the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He absolutely. I was like, oh, okay, Jesse, put on some weight for this damn role, didn't you?
Yeah. But
He looked like a whole of dope for real.
yeah. So she says to A Train like, "Hey, can you help us? Can you get everybody out?" And he was like, "Absolutely not. I have a family I have to protect. So no, I'm not gonna be able to do that. It's not that I don't want to, it's that I can't. So we're not doing that." And then he, returns to France, and his brother is basically like, "I'm proud of the man you are now. So yeah, like you have done a great job of protecting me and my family, and so I'm very happy with what you have become at this point." And whenever we get back to the camp, we see that Huey is, trying to make Molotov cocktails and do some shit. And of course, Homelander's there. And Homelander killed everybody in the room.
Yeah,
And
that was rough.
yeah, and Huey was like, "These people didn't do anything."
That was scary to walk into.
Yeah.
That would have fucked me up. Like, oh shit.
Based on the
Wasn't
life
expecting
Huey's
you to
lived,
be
though,
here.
like, it's kind of whatever. And so, yeah, Homelander, because one of the things that I thought was Homelander has super hearing. I'm sure he knows about y'all's bunker down there because he can hear y'all.
Mm.
But obviously he did. And he was like, "Yeah, I know about, your shit in the wall. And yeah, like, we've known about that for a while." And whenever Huey was like, "If you're going to kill me, just go ahead and do it. Just do it right now." I was like, yeah, Huey, he's lived a hard life ever since A Train ran through his girlfriend.
Literally, not sexually. Literally.
Yes, literally ran through her. So yeah, but yeah, when he was just like, "Oh, why don't you do it? Just go ahead and do it." Is no, I want to, lure your other people here. And he's like, "You don't think they're actually going to fall for the trap, do you?" It's like, yes, I do. So let's just see what happens. And then we see that the Deep does locate A Train, and A Train has already moved his family. And A Train has the conversation with the Deep of like, "You're still afraid of him." And he's like, "I'm not afraid of him, bro." And he's like, "Yes, you are. I used to say that same thing. But you're afraid of him, and that's okay. I understand why you're afraid of him."
Mm-hmm.
And then he says the Deep is like, it's only a matter of time before I find your family. And A Train's like, yeah, all right, and then leaves. So then they start to execute the escape plan, and when they arrive, well, when we see the Worm's power, I was like, oh.
So let's stop and talk real quick about that. All right. White people have a fascination of not getting the fuck out the way with shit. So my dad and mom went to the zoo back in the day, and they were looking at the rhinoceros, and Dad was like, "Oh, what's he doing?" The rhinoceros kind of was like backing up to this corner and stuff, and in the den that he's in, of course, it's a concrete wall, and you're up above it, so you're looking down. So yeah, they're all looking down and stuff, and Dad's like, "Yeah, let's get over here and stuff." He backing up. Everybody's taking pictures and stuff. And this motherfucker just shits. I'm talking like, I'm talking like some exorcist type of shit that dad explained it like. And it just ricochets all off the concrete and gets on everybody. And that's what that reminded me of. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, if he's a worm, he told you, you might want to get out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I was wondering why
he said, I might want to back up.
You wouldn't have told me twice. Oh, you
I'm gonna move.
okay. Yeah.
But to be fair, maybe they didn't know like how his power worked. Because
I know how a worm works.
I would have taken him for his word. And I would have moved out of the way.
I mean, it was kind of weird that you see him just butt booty naked, and like, yeah, his name is the Worm. So I was like, all right, that's fair.
Yeah, because I thought I forgot his name was the Worm, so I assumed he was a mole.
I thought it was a mole too.
Dang.
So yeah, I thought he was gonna use his hands. I mean, but yeah, whenever he just started inhaling the dirt, I was like, oh, alrighty.
Yeah, that was a crazy thing too. I wonder if that really how that really happens with earthworms.
Yeah. And yeah, whenever he started ejecting the dirt, I was like, But, then I started being like, well, if he's ejecting it, then how is he actually creating a tunnel? Because it's coming back out. So where's the dirt that's coming out going?
I ain't gonna lie. I thought about that same thing. I'm not even gonna lie. But I was like,
that's a good question.
I'm gonna just let it be.
But whatever.
They do it. It happens because that's how they aerate the real ground. God got it. He knew what he was doing. Yep.
And yeah, and whenever Butcher was in there, I was thinking you could have made this tunnel a little wider. Like that would have been great. Because Butcher, his shoulders were on the walls. Yeah, see, I was thinking you could have. It would have been nice if we could have just widened it a little bit. But anyway, they get in there, and of course, Homelander already has the three of them, and Kimiko gets lasered in half, which I forgot. I forgot she was immortal, so I was like, "Oh shit!" And I was like, "Oh wait, she's fine. She'll just grow her half back." That's
that healing factor crazy.
Yeah,
real crazy.
She'll be all right eventually. So then Andy shows up, blinds him, and then it's just a fucking madhouse. A bunch of shit is happening. What does happen, because for Mother's Milk, it's personal with Love Sausage, because we see Love Sausage just beating people earlier, and we know that, again, those two have a history. And so whenever Mother's Milk finally got a hold of him, he was like, oh yeah, I've been waiting for this. So one question I have. So it was my understanding, or at least I thought, that everybody on Compound V, regardless of the power you got, everybody was stronger than normal humans. Is that not true?
I don't think so.
Must not be, because think about Sage. She's not any stronger. She's just way smarter.
Yeah. Well, and the reason the reason I thought that is because it felt like whenever people didn't get strength-based powers, they were still stronger than regular people. Because whenever Huey was on the Compound V and he had teleport powers, he punched A-Train in the face, and A-Train was like, how the fuck did you do that? Because normal Huey wouldn't have been able to do that. And then I think about the A-Train's girlfriend, in the way back seasons. Yeah, she didn't have strength-based powers, but she accidentally crushed a man's head when she was sitting on him. And so I guess I just assumed that everybody on VE had
just a little buff. Yeah,
had super strength compared to regular people. Not compared to people with super strength, but more than a person would. Like a Captain America level of strength, just kind of baseline. But I guess not, because Mother's Milk was putting his hands on him.
Do did we skip over the part? I just thought just a quick funny thing. Homelander was like, "Why you didn't tell me his name was Mother's Milk?"
Oh,
That right there gave me a little chuckle. That one gave
was
me a little
funny.
chuckle.
that boy, wow.
Yeah, because he's
But-
calling
but
him Marvin.
Yeah, I was like,
Um,
that was a pretty good. That was pretty good right there.
That was funny. For anybody who actually doesn't know the answer to that, in the comic book, he was called Mother's Milk because his mother worked for a Vought company, and there was Compound V in her milk, and Mother's Milk had to drink breast milk from his mother in order to live. Like it was a dependency
Yeah,
situation. He
yeah,
didn't like doing it. It was gross as he got older, but he needed it to live because in the comic book, he has a pretty standard superhero package. Like, you know, super strength.
it's just like a regular strong guy.
Yeah. Not quite Luke Cage, but, like kind of in that same vein. I
Yeah,
guess a Captain America level of strength, maybe.
I would
Um,
say so. Yeah,
so, yeah, superhuman, not necessarily super powered, but yeah. So that's why he's called Mother's Milk in the comic book. Why he's called Mother's Milk here is, I think, because he was called Mother's Milk in the comic book. But yeah. So and yeah, Homelander probably thought that was hilarious because he is the one with the breast milk addiction
Mm,
in
yeah,
this show, which makes a lot of sense to me based on what we've seen. But they one of the conversations that is had is Annie, the first person you need to get out is Frenchie, period. Because he's the one who's going to help us make this virus that is going to kill Homelander.
No
So,
surplus, right?
yeah, I understand that Huey's your guy. You need to get Frenchie out first. Do we agree? Yes. And so, whenever she flies Frenchie and Kimiko out, Huey is like, what the fuck? Because nobody told him that. He didn't know what the situation was. He's over here trying to make a young woman, feel better about the fact that all of this shit is happening. He's trying to stay positive. And, it's feeling like Annie didn't love that. It's feeling like Annie didn't exactly vibe with the fact that there's this woman that Huey's being nice to. But, she dies.
She did die.
And that was just like she's just in the, like that was I was like, oh, and I knew she was gonna die. Like based
Another
on this
L for
show,
Huey.
yeah, based on how this show goes, I was like, she not gonna make it. But
yeah.
yeah, and then uh
What was her name? Do y'all remember?
no,
I don't
Yeah,
remember
I
what
don't
she
know if she
looked
ever
like,
was.
dog. Hey, I watched that episode when it first came out.
yes, I didn't know if they gave her a name.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
Was she light skinned black woman? Is that what she
Yes.
was?
Yeah, she's
Okay,
black.
all
Yeah.
right.
And so yeah, she gets lasered, and yeah, a bunch of stuff happens, and A Train is the one who saves Huey. And then A Train runs and Homelander follows him. And Homelander's about as fast as A Train is. And they are going.
They going.
They're going. And unfortunately, A Train comes across a black woman who's in the street.
I don't remember
And
what she looked like, but she was cute.
yep. Because I think she was supposed to look like Huey's first girlfriend.
Yeah, because old A Train would have ran through her. Literally.
Yes.
This is what he should have done.
In this case,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, he dodges her and kind of fucks himself up, and then Homelander catches him, and Homelander is like, looks like you can catch the A Train, and then A Train is basically like, you pathetic bitch. I can't believe I was ever scared of you. and just talking that shit because A-Train knows what's
He
coming.
he knows what's about to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think A-Train is ready for it at this point. So, yeah, he says all of the stuff that, really affects Homelander. And then Homelander, Nick. Because
Yeah.
I didn't know
Which is,
how he was going to kill him, but I knew he was.
I would say
He
it's a
was
lot more tame.
he was it wasn't our normal Nick Spencer. It was like
No, it was not.
yeah. We
Because
love him.
we got one later.
Yeah.
We got one later.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and that, since Homelander's busy doing that, because we don't know where they ended up, because they was running.
He was gone. Yeah.
Everybody was like, all right, we have a clear lane to escape. So everybody got out, and cool. That's episode 1. So that takes us to episode 2, Teenage Kicks. We open with A-Train's memorial service. The boys are back in town, and they meet with Samir, who's still alive. They have a virus prepped, and they plan to use it on the soup Rock Hard to test it, because he's a great person to test it on. If it's going to work on him, it's going to work on anybody. So, they have a conversation about the pros and cons, and the couples in the boys copulate, because it's been a while. Homelander laments about being strong and alone, so he decides to unfreeze Soldier Boy. The boys make moves to kidnap Rock Hard, but he's put on a few pounds, so that presents a bit of a challenge. With that being the case, they decide to test the virus right there. Meanwhile, Soldier Boy wakes up and Homelander asks him to find Butcher. In exchange, Homelander offers him a clean record and positive publicity. Homelander then officially introduces Soldier Boy into the Seven and tells the president to give him a full pardon. Annie feels super guilty because she blames herself for the Starlighters being hunted. Sister Sage gently reminds Homelander about the virus that could kill Soldier Boy, and Butcher, Huey, and Kimiko go to collect the virus and head back to Teenage Kicks. Mother's Milk has a heart-to-heart with Countess Crow, and Soldier Boy locates Butcher, Huey, and Kimiko. Butcher distracts him while Huey and Kimiko continue on, and after a brief scuffle, they are able to release the virus with Soldier Boy, Rock Hard, and Jetstream in the room. They all die, and Mother's Milk lets Countess Crow escape. Ashley tries to reason with Sister Sage and her absorbed twin, who's on the back of her head, tries to convince her to turn against Homelander. Samir confirms that humans are immune to the virus, and Frenchie tells Kimiko that they should go to a remote island because the virus cannot be stopped. She says no, we have to stay, and Homelander goes to the scene where Soldier Boy is dead, but of course, Soldier Boy sits up like the Undertaker. And that's the episode. Again, I tried really hard to keep that tight. But these episodes have a lot of stuff in them. So, A-Train's memorial service went... I was like, are they going to do it in a black church? And that's what happened.
Yeah. Of course.
Of course. So, and I knew that they were going to say, Starlighters did it and yada yada, all that. And then the boys go and meet with Samir. And we
see that his memorial service kind of fucked up Homelander as well. He was like, damn, like, bro, you and him and Black Noir was like his niggas.
Yeah.
Because I would tell you guys go do shit, y'all would go get it done and stuff. Like we was killing innocent people together, like, and then you kind of turned on me. Now that hurt me, man. Yeah. So I just want to point that out.
Yeah, and we know that they had their problems. Like, again, whenever A-Train was gaining weight, Homelander was on his ass about it. But you're right, A-Train got things done.
Yeah.
And as far as being on the Seven, like he was riding for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he have the Jesus moment too. To come to Jesus moment, we start to see like a flash of it while he was in church, right?
Yes. And well, it's hard to
But we don't know.
say.
We don't know what it was yet. We just know he saw something. The light hit him.
Yes. Because we've seen, yeah, like him be overcome with a light of some kind. And then, yeah. So the boys meet with Samir, and he's got some virus prepped, and they're like, we will use it on Rock Hard. He is a mountain of a man. He's probably as strong as Homelander. If it's gonna kill anybody, it could kill him because nobody gives a fuck about him. So him coming up missing is fine. So then they start talking about pros and cons, the whole like, well, do we want to release this if it's going to kill every soup on Earth? We have soups in this room. Yes, we need to get rid of Homelander, or is there another way? All that stuff. And then Huey is trying to talk to Annie, and Annie's like, no talking. And of course, Frenchie and Kimiko, they, you know,
Always gonna do their thing. Yeah.
yeah, like for them, it is whatever. So then Homelander is, talking about like I'm the strongest man around, and like it's lonely up here at the top. And he's got Soldier Boy's cryo chamber just in his room, and he just keeps looking at it, and obviously he's about to release him. So he unfreezes him, and the boys go to Teenage Kicks to kidnap Rock Hard. We see that Countess Crow is just in there making TikTok videos or whatever. And whenever they get to Rock Hard, he is just a mountain.
I literally thought he was going to be a mountain type of. So you did too.
Too.
Like how
I thought he was gonna be like a big
and stuff.
Yes,
I thought he was just gonna be. So I was like, "What in the hell is this?"
I thought he was gonna be like the Thing.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like he would be just like this, like rock type of person.
No, I thought he was gonna be a legit mountain, like a giant mountain.
The way that they were saying he's a mountain of a man, so I was like, "All right."
Yeah.
I assumed he'd be like the Thing, and then like whenever we saw him,
wasn't prepared for what we saw at all. Still, like, oh,
I liked him. He was hilarious,
and he had the fucking Stephen Hawking voice box.
Yeah, he was super toxic.
Hey, when they said we got that virus though, he was like, "What virus?"
You have what?
Yeah.
And then
he watched that mountain. He watched that lava. He's like,
that was so stupid.
As I'm about to come, and you just see the lava dripping out. I was like, ugh. So it's like, and they're like, just like, oh, so he's gotten bigger because he's just like sitting here.
Yeah, like he's created a mountain of himself.
Yeah,
like, that's stupid.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Like, could you imagine sitting there for that long and like that much cum building up? You're just like sitting on your couch. Like that's wild, bro.
Yeah, like he's literally buried under it.
Yeah, that is disgusting. Yeah.
Hey, how long had he been there? Like, I don't know if they said that, but
they
like,
did not.
How many times did he have to beat his meat to get that big? You know what I mean? It's like, God dang.
That boy been watching a whole lot of National Geographic. Tell you that.
Yeah, that's crazy. But they're like, oh well, if we can't move him, we'll just test it here. Because I also wonder what the kidnap plan was, like originally. Because if he was that big, like, were they gonna chloroform him? And, like, I don't know how they planned on kidnapping him.
Straight up held his breath, and he's like, "Oh, we could be here for a long time."
Yeah, they were like, his heart only beats a couple times. Like, he can probably hold his breath for a while. So, and then they start getting jackhammers and shit, trying to get him to breathe. Yeah. So, Soldier Boy's awake, and Homelander basically says, like, hey, you're the best tracker on Earth. I need you to find Billy Butcher. And if you do, I will, like, I have all the power. So I will clear your name and you can be number 2 on the 7. And oh shit! One of the things that did happen whenever Homelander was talking to A-Train's casket, and kind of doing the whole, why did it have to be like this? He said to A-Train, I like to think of myself as the big brother you never had.
He got a big brother.
That was so trifling.
Yeah, and he know he got a brother.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that A-Train actually had an old... I was like, oh, that's so trifling. Like, they never let us forget that he's a piece of shit.
They know, especially not in this season.
Yeah. So, yeah, he basically says, I'm Homelander and I have control of everything. Like, you've been gone for a minute. It's been like 2 years. So just know that if you do this for me, I will make sure that you are going to be fine. And so Homelander brings him in and he's like, hey, everybody, this is Soldier Boy. He will be in the 7 now. And the Deep is pissed about it. But, and then he says to the president, like, hey, I'm going to need a full pardon for him and, a Manhattan. And I think that that's what really makes Soldier Boy a believer of like, oh, I've never seen anybody bitch the president of the United States like that. So I understand what kind of power you're talking about that you have.
But also, his presidents were a lot, they had a lot more balls than what this president got. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this president was specifically chosen.
He's a super puppet. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's yeah. So yes, but also like this dude, yeah, barely counts.
FDR would have been like, you have to kill me.
Most of them would have felt that way. But Annie is just, all in her feelings because she's like, all of these Starlighters being hunted and killed is because of me. Like, I'm the reason that this is happening. And then whenever Sister Sage finds out about Soldier Boy being alive and Soldier Boy's, new mission, Sister Sage is like, you do know that they're working on a virus that could kill him, right? And so I want to make sure that when he dies, you're not going to fly off the handle.
He's like, what do you mean? I'm good. Like, I'll be good. What do you mean?
He was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm fine.
He got so flustered when it happened because he was not expecting. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. You were sending him to go and because if they can kill him, then
because he was the one. He was the one who said, like, well, better him than me, right? And so she was like, oh, okay, so this was strategic. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this wasn't because you was having some daddy issues and you just...
Yeah, this wasn't because you were lonely and you kept seeing your dad. So when he dies, you're not going to feel feelings, right? And he was like, I mean, of course not. Why would I this was strategery.
Oh.
Because she knew, again, she knows who she's dealing with now. Yeah. And so, yeah. Then we see that Butcher, Hugh, and Kimiko go get the virus, and they start heading back to Teenage Kicks. We see 2 of the Teenage Kicks members, Jetstream and the cat.
The cat bitch?
Yeah.
Cat lady, cat woman. Cat
when they
girl.
showed that she had a litter box, like that sent me. I was like, "Oh my god!" No, they didn't.
With the shit in it. Oh,
yeah, it was a very the boys thing to do.
Nasty bitch.
Yeah, I was like, literally use a toilet. What the fuck are you doing? And those were big ass turds.
Yeah, what even know.
And Mim was like, that is nasty.
Yeah. That's yeah. But Countess Crow was still there again, just making TikTok videos, and the crows attack him, and he was like, you weren't supposed to be here. But he's like, well, she gotta go downstairs. And I guess her power is crows.
Well, is she good for like spying? because
that's what I was thinking.
that's a dumbass power. But if you're there to spy and to do some recon, then yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I thought you said like her power in general. I'm like, yeah, if she got the power to like spy and communicate with birds or crows, it's pretty good for spy. That's a good spy.
I was like, I don't know if she has the power with all crows or just the crows. Because it sounds like her crows are all of her crows.
It reminded me of the girl from Jujutsu Kaisen a little bit.
I remember them like referencing, maybe it was Mother's Milk when he was talking to her, like, because I think she had like whatever amount that would have been 10. A murder. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the like cat bitch like ate a bunch of them or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was like, they don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Because like they've been so
Jordan, if you would have got her power from taking B, you'd have been mad. Absolutely. Yeah, you would.
Also, think about it. It reminded you.
Think about it, Jordan. Tell me.
I think we've all seen Game of Thrones. It could be like Spenser. Could have been like Game of Thrones.
We haven't all seen Game of Thrones.
Could have been like the crow dude who can like see through all the animals and shit. Remember him?
Yeah. I guess
we were going around. That's a good spy.
That's not what she was doing.
Yeah. I mean, she probably ain't doing nothing with her powers, honestly.
Yeah. But he takes her downstairs. They have a heart-to-heart because Mother's Milk is basically like, why are you here? Like, they don't care about you. And she's like, I just miss my family. He's like, well, sorry, you gotta die. You're here. You've seen us. It's just how it's gotta be. And, please let me leave. And, we knew that he was going to let her leave because he's got a daughter. And yeah, whenever she started hurling insults, he was like, I've got a teenage daughter. I'm immune to whatever you're going to say to me. Like, I do not care.
You tried.
Yeah, you tried it. But Butcher, Huey, and Kimiko are headed back, and then they just get a shield through the window. And we know what that means. And Soldier Boy's, he's like, you were very easy to find. You used the same bullshit fake name that you used last time.
And Hero Gasm.
Yeah, so, easy. And so, Butcher distracts him, and then Huey and Kimiko, keep moving, and, there's a scuffle that happens. Whenever, oh god, Soldier Boy... I mean, this is appropriate, but whenever the Teenage Kicks arrived and he said, we have a fairy and a Jap that went way, I was like, oh, God.
I died laughing when he said that.
Soldier Boy be killing them.
Yeah.
His are really, because he means them deep down.
They're from the war.
That's what I'm saying. This is the real Captain America. Brandon can talk about Captain America all he wants to. Like, this is how Captain America really will be.
Yeah, he said there's a fairy and a Jap that went east. I was like, oh my god. I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah. He'd be cracking me up with his insults.
Yeah. And there's another one that he says in the next episode, I think, that was also hilarious.
Was it Huey who calls me? He's like, a lot of your jokes deal with dicks. Was that this episode or was that the next episode?
I think it was the next one. Or maybe it was this one. I don't know. But yeah, Huey did mention it. It's like, you want to talk about that?
Yeah. That's hilarious.
It might have been this one when he was talking through him through the door or some shit like that. Yeah.
It might have been this one. But they have a scuffle, and then they're able to get Soldier Boy, Rockhard, and Jetstream in the room because Kimiko is able to handle Cat Bitch, and they get those three in the room, and they, do the old switcheroo. So he thinks that Huey has the virus when in fact Frenchie has it, lets it off, and then they start just coughing up black shit. And Rockhard's head explodes. Like,
he got fucked up. I didn't think that it was gonna do like that. I wasn't expecting him to almost melt in a way. Like, that was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah. I was like, oh, shit.
One side of his head blew off. And they all die. And Countess Crow gets to escape. And then Ashley tries to reason with Sister Sage, and this is, I think, when we see that she has Taco Bell, and whenever I don't know when we find out that Ashley can read minds, but I think this is the first episode where we see that there's a voice talking to her and
Mm.
talking
Yeah.
shit to her.
Yeah.
But um, yeah, she essentially has an absorbed twin on the back of her head, and
Which they
that
don't
was
show that yet, right? Like, or did they show it at the end of the episode?
That just
or
showed it
something?
at the end of the episode.
Okay.
yeah,
Well, she was
like-
in that Suburban talking to herself.
yeah.
Right.
I was like, oh, so that's an actual voice that
Yeah.
you're hearing, not
Oh,
just
Voldemort.
Just assumed it was like
looking ass.
an inner dialogue or something like.
that's what. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because since we knew that she had mind reading powers, it being an inner dialogue would have made sense. But yeah, no, it was an actual. Because I assume other people can't hear her other head,
I mean,
but
it
No,
reminded me of
I-
last season.
I think from episode 4, I feel like oh boy, did.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know if he heard it or if he just knew that that's what that was.
Well, he's talking about making eye contact with it.
Yeah. He's talking about making eye contact.
Homie was getting freaky.
Well, all right then. Oh yeah, because he was looking at it through the mirror. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
weird.
this reminded me of when we found out about Butcher last season, when we found out that old boy was in Butcher's mind the whole time and he wasn't actually there.
Yeah.
That's what this reminded me of. I can't remember the dude's what his
Negan.
name was. Yeah, it was Negan. Yeah,
Yeah.
it reminded me of that when we found that out.
That was a good reveal. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that really was. That really was.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then that's when Sister Sage, because I assumed that would be the case. I assumed that if Ashley tried to read Sister Sage's mind, it would scramble her own. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
she wouldn't be able to handle the thoughts. Like, she wouldn't be able to handle Sister Sage's mind. And yeah, whenever Sister Sage was like, "Don't bother trying to do that. Like, you'll hurt yourself."
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, the back of Ashley's head is like, we need to turn against Homelander. He's a terrible person. You used to be good, remember? And so, yeah. Samir checks everybody and he's like, all right, y'all are good. Humans are immune to it. Everything's fine. Frenchie's like, hey, we should leave. We should go to a remote island because this virus is it's a real problem. And I don't know if this is when they have the conversation where Kimiko's like, I want to, no, not yet. So yeah, and she's like, no, we have to stay. And, then we see that Homelander goes to Teenage Kicks and he's having some feelings about Soldier Boy being dead. And then Soldier Boy's not dead.
Yeah.
Again, he just does an Undertaker sit up, and the episode ends. And I was like, knew it. Like I knew he wasn't dead. I didn't know why he wasn't dead, but I knew he wasn't dead. And that takes us to episode 3. Every one of you sons of bitches. Before we talk about it, how did we like episode 2?
But that was good. I like Soldier Boy as a character.
I do
I'm
too.
happy they brought him back.
Same.
I think that 2 is better than the one we about to talk about.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie?
Same. Yeah. I feel
Okay.
like 2 was just like, it was a fun episode. Like there was plenty
Yeah.
of like action and like what are they gonna do with the that like rock hard guy and like yeah. And there's a lot of like comedic relief in it as well. So like it was like they were like half serious, but you were like, oh my god, that guy almost just like melted y'all with his cum. Like that's pretty funny. Like that's just good writing, Like
Yeah.
Mm.
Like them bringing Soldier Boy in, I was like, yeah, I'm glad that that's what we're doing, because again, he's so good. But episode 3, we open in Russia where some military men run into Ryan and they get got. Soldier Boy's public image is cleaned up real nice by Vought, and Homelander announces that Soldier Boy is his father. Evidently, Soldier Boy has V1 in his system. It's Compound V in its truest form, and basically, Soldier Boy is immortal. If Homelander gets it, he too could be immune and immortal. Soldier Boy's pissed that Homelander, quote unquote, sent him into the wood chipper, and the boys go to see Stan Edgar about V1. They meet Maverick, and Stan gives them all the information he has on V1. Homelander has a hallucination of Madeline Stillwell, which motivates him to become a true god. Zoe meets with Ryan because she wants to kill Butcher, but Ryan thinks that that's a bad idea. Butcher pulls up on Ryan, and Homelander wants Soldier Boy to help him find the V1, but of course, he calls him weird and walks away. Butcher wants Ryan to lure Homelander out and administer the virus, and he agrees. Kimiko tells Frenchie that she wants a quiet life with children, and Mother's Milk figures out what Fort Harmony is, and a Vought hit squad is sent to Stan's bunker. Zoe finds Samir and destroys all of the research after she tells him about Victoria, and Frenchie is uh, about to kill him, but Kimiko's like, no, we're not doing that, so they let him go. Stan Edgar and Mother's Milk have a conversation about capitalism, and Homelander orders Sister Sage to put a rush on the V1 situation, and Soldier Boy and Firecracker have a discussion about barrels and shafts. Butcher learns about Samir destroying everything, and Ryan wants to go handle Homelander, but Butcher tells him it's useless without the virus. Maverick attempts to sneak up on the Vought hit squad, but he gets caught, and the Deep tells him what really happened to Translucent. Black Noir catches Stan, and the Deep knocks them both out and leaves Black Noir driving off with Stan. The rest of the hit squad get handled, and Ryan meets with Homelander, which does not go well for Ryan. The boys unredact a bunch of files and make a plan to find V1, and Annie leaves. The Deep brings Stan to Homelander, and Butcher goes to find Ryan, who is still alive.
Yeah.
That's the episode. So, a lot of stuff happens. Ryan is hiding out in Russia, and those soldiers, he gotta handle them. He's like, hey, I don't want to do this, but you saw me, so
You saw me. Yep. Shouldn't have been
because
here.
I wondered who they were like. I wondered what they were doing, who they were looking for, what they were there to do. Because Ryan was not who I thought they were there
No.
getting got by, but I didn't know.
Mm.
I didn't have a guess or anything.
Yeah.
I was like, we're just gonna see what happens because I don't know who would be in Russia. So good to see Ryan again. He is older.
He is older, Spencer. I was like, oh, here goes another one. Just growing the fuck up.
Yeah. And so Soldier Boy's public image is cleaned up, and we see that everybody loves him, and Homelander's like visibly jealous. And so he steps in and is like, hey, he's my dad, trying to like bring attention back to himself.
Yeah.
And then we find out that V1 is why he lived, because V1 is the purest compound V. And he said that it was or Sister Sage said it was very unstable, and there are only 5 people who lived who had it. And Stormfront was one of them. You were one of them. They name a couple other people. And it's like, you probably knew her as Liberty. So Homelander's like, well, if I get it, then I could also be immune and immortal. And that's what I need. And then Soldier Boy is basically like, hey, Homelander, you can go fuck yourself. You sent me to go.
Die.
Yeah, like this virus could have killed me. And you knew that. And you sent me anyway. Go fuck yourself. And I was like, I'm not mad at Soldier Boy's observation on that. Because that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
But then the boys go see Stan Edgar, and I was wondering when we were going to see Stan. I knew we would. I didn't know when.
Always enjoy seeing him.
Same. I'm really glad we got to see him. So, and then they meet Maverick, who is Translucent's son, And we know what happened to Translucent.
Yeah, that scene, that was a funny scene. There's like, yeah, home. There's like, yeah, I know what happened to my dad, and Huey's like,
He got nervous.
yeah, you know, he's like Homelander. He's like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
Homelander,
you're right about that. Yeah.
Homelander.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that was pretty good
yeah,
until it wasn't good.
until it wasn't. And then Homelander, sees the bright light and then he just has a full hallucination of Madeline Stillwell, who was from season 1 for those of you who don't remember. And she basically says to him, "You are the one true God, and so you need to become that." And he's like, "Yes, I will do it." So, yeah, he's over here telling people like, "Hey, I am the Messiah. I am him. I truly, like, there is no one else. It is me. It is I." And we've seen this God complex before because I remember in an earlier season when he said to someone, I think they were maybe praying for their lives, and he said, "The only man in the sky is me." And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, we understand what's happening here. And so, yeah. Uh, Zoe sneaks out. She meets with Ryan, and I didn't know they knew each other. I don't know if, did we know they knew each other?
Mm,
I don't remember it.
I,
Like I was like, oh,
no,
Yeah.
dang.
I just chopped it up to kids, being kids and shit.
Inter
Like, all right, that's cool.
internet, yeah,
yeah.
social media.
Yeah, she was like, "What took you so long?" He was like, "I was in Russia, so, did my best to get here." And she's like, "Well, we need to kill Butcher. He killed my mom." And Ryan is like, "That's not a good idea. I don't think we should do that." And then Butcher is there, obviously, and Ryan is like, "I can smell the whiskey on your breath. Go ahead and come on out here." And he is talking to Ryan like he's a grown ass man.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's done talking to Ryan like a kid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, and then Homelander is bathing in breast milk. Cause yeah, Soldier Boy walks in and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Is that milk?" It's like, "Breast milk. I got it from the NICU."
Ooh, he be so.
And I was like, "Do you know how much breast milk he stole to have a bath of it?
Yeah,
That
Yeah,
is so much."
was a lot.
And he stole it from the NICU. Again, he is a piece of shit. Don't forget. So, yeah. And whenever Soldier Boy was like, "You are you're the weirdest motherfucker I've ever seen," I was like, "Yep,
Yeah.
that tracks." But he was like, "I want you to help me find the V1 so that I can be immortal and we can be together." And Soldier Boy was like, no, I'm not helping you." One of the things that does happen in this episode that was funny is he says, I think he says to Homelander, like, "Cleopatra Jones already said that there is no more V1." I was like, that's hilarious.
yeah.
Soldier Boy, you have to stop it with these insults and names.
He got the one-liners for sure.
Yeah. And again, they're all age appropriate. But Butcher, takes Ryan to a bar and it's basically like, "Hey, I'm not gonna talk to you like you're a kid. I need you to meet with Homelander because you're the only one that can lure him out, and we're going to administer this virus." It's like, "What's it going to do to me?" "It's going to kill you." "It's going to kill him. It's going to kill you. I will be there too. We will all go out together. But that's what I'm going to need you to do." And he's like, "Okay." He gets him a pint. He puts a tracker in his jacket, and, that's that. And then we see that Kimiko pretty much breaks up with Frenchie. Like that's what that kind of looked like. Cause
Little argument, little couples disagreement.
but she was basically like, "I want kids and a quiet life, and you do chaos." And the only reason I started talking was because I got away from chaos. Like, peace is the reason I am able to speak. And so you like chaos, I don't. So I don't know. Because Freddy was like, hell no, I'm not having kids.
Didn't he end up fucking her after that?
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, they have a lot of sex.
Because
And
I felt
she,
like she was trying to, and then he somehow got in her pants. Like, all right.
yeah, probably. They be, yeah, they be going. So anyway, uh, Mother's Milk figures out what Fort Harmony is, and because he keeps seeing it in all of the files that Stan has, it's like, what is Fort Harmony? He's like, I mean, military base shut down a while ago, and he said, well, it's all over this, so let's see if we can find out what it is. And then they send a VOD hit squad, so it's the Deep, Black Noir, Dog Knot, and Cindy. And yeah, whenever the Deep is like, hey, thanks for bringing me along, I don't know why these two are here. It's like, no, Homelander asked us to be here. You're just kind of tagging along. But they reach Stan's bunker, and Stan is like, we are under 90 feet of concrete. That door is reinforced. We're going to be fine. And Zoe snuck out because he's like, oh shit, where's Zoe? So she accidentally finds Samir, tells Samir what happened to her mom, and he starts bleaching all of their work.
Yeah.
And I get it. And then Frenchie's like,
I get it.
yeah, because again, they told him that Homelander killed them both. So yeah, and then yeah, Frenchie's like, oh, I'm not letting you leave. And Kimiko's like, no, you gotta let him leave. Like, I understand how we got here. So she's a good person, and she's like, y'all can go. And then Stan and Mother's Milk, they have a conversation, and I forgot about the personal beef that Mother's Milk has with Stan.
His daddy, because he was
Yeah,
born.
because
Yeah.
he was Vought up
Mhm.
until recently, and he's like, I can't believe I'm smoking a cigar with Stan fucking Edgar.
Yeah. At least Stan like acknowledged like he did remember his dad.
Yeah,
Like that was a good look. That was a good little conversation.
yes, and yeah, they basically Stan basically said to Mother's Milk like, it doesn't matter what you do, capitalism will always win.
Yeah. He's like Homelander's not even a big villain here.
Yeah, like it's the system. And I was like, that conversation happening between two black men, yeah, that was it was tough, but it was what we needed. As they smoke these $500 cigars. And so Homelander tells Sister Sage, hey, the V1, I want stop everything else. Cut children's research, cut cancer research, shut it all down. I need everybody on V1. And then we see that Soldier Boy's about to be on Firecracker's show, and they have a quick conversation and then get right to it. And they were both like, they were both doing this to spite Homelander.
Oh, gods to Betsy. I was like, all right.
Yeah, heavens to Betsy.
Heavens to Betsy. That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, yeah, he put it on her evidently,
He did.
and he was like, "Oh, I just kind of did. I didn't really care. I just did this to fuck with Homelander." And she was like, "Oh, why would you do something like that?" Knowing that's exactly why she did it.
Yeah.
And
Y'all not fucking?
yeah, yeah, he
Yeah.
was like, "Y'all aren't fucking." She was like, "Never. We had a mother-son relationship."
And
And
he brings it up later too. Like he's like, what's the point of you having it if you ain't gonna use it?
yeah,
Mhm.
so yeah. Then Butcher finds out that Samir destroyed everything, and Ryan is like, "Well, let's just go get Homelander now." And Butcher's like, "Absolutely not. You will die. I only told you that you might be strong enough to get you to do it, but it is a suicide mission for you to go to him without the virus. And Ryan is like, oh, Butcher, you're a fucking liar, and then leaves. So then we see that they make a plan for Maverick because he's invisible to, sneak up and try to knock everybody out. He gets sniffed out by Dognot, and then the Deep tells him that Huey's the one who killed his dad, and that's not great.
They said, "Does it look like the Deep is talking to an invisible person right there?" And it's like, "Oh
shit!" Yeah.
And
So
why just holding them like this?
Yeah, it's like you just see the door open. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, because Maverick knew the code. So yeah, and then Stan dips out. Like Stan escapes lockdown and is about to leave everybody in there, and he gets snatched up by Black Noir. And then the Deep knocks them both out and kicks Black Noir out of the car and takes Stan to Homelander. Luckily, the rest of the squad gets handled. Dognot gets, they use the spray on him. It's a good thing they knew that would work. Maverick is beating Huey's ass. And what I remember about Translucent is that whenever he was invisible, his skin was really, really hard. I guess Maverick either isn't that way or they forgot about that. But, they have a scuffle, and then Cindy accidentally kills Maverick because she didn't know that he was in front of Huey. And then Annie comes in and Nick.
Yep, just like she needed to get.
That's exactly what needed to happen. We need to get her on up out of here.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
Because she was a problem, and she was on the wrong side of justice.
Yep.
But yeah, and a neck is my favorite. Usually my favorite kind of kill. Anytime we see violence, so I was here for that. And then we see that Ryan goes to visit Homelander and is like, "Hey, did you rape my mom?" And Homelander was like, "Of course I didn't." It was like, "Your heart rate's racing." It's like, "That's because I'm so shocked that you would ask me such a question." And then he kind of pivoted to, "Well, we got you out of it, right?" And then Ryan tries to fight him, and Homelander puts an Omni-Man style beating on Ryan.
I didn't think he was gonna do him like that. Like I thought he was gonna pretend to hit him, like not pretend, but like I thought he was gonna like not hit him. Nah, he beat the brakes off Ryan.
I also thought he was not gonna hit him, but he again he gave him an Omni-Man level beating, and I figured he wasn't gonna die, but yeah. So yeah, the boys, they get their hands on the files, and Annie just kind of dips out for an unknown reason at this point. And the Deep brings Stan to Homelander and is like, "Hey, look what I brought you. I'm your favorite now, right?" And then we see that because Butcher put a tracker on Ryan, Butcher finds him and he's breathing. So good, Ryan's not dead. So it sounds like y'all didn't love this episode, or it just wasn't as good as the two preceding it.
I mean, like I said, 3 compared to 4, and then Jamie really said it. Two just had some. I was laughing at 2 because, like I said, oh boy, using the Stephen Hawkins to talk that shit. I was like, this crazy. Yeah, and then 4, we'll talk about that when we get there. But I thought 4 was a really good episode myself.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's one line in episode 4 that I was just like, oh yeah, I gotta bring that up.
Okay, I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, it was just some shit that had to happen in this episode. I was like, all right.
But in 3, I will say, like, when Homelander, like, I never, like, tried to, like, fight my dad or anything like that growing up, but I feel like he probably would have let me, like, at least get, like, one punch in, Like, Homelander just, like, proceeds to beat that ass. Like, he doesn't even, like, let him get one lick in. It's just, like...
Homelander was trying to just play defense and be like, "Hey, stop it. Like, this isn't going to go well for you."
Yeah, he tried to.
But eventually he had to be like, "Okay, this is what you want."
Yeah, because like you see him like cross his arms and like hold him down, and it's like, oh, this ain't gonna
Yeah.
go well.
I mean,
Yeah,
once Homeland realized, like, hey, like, I'm probably about to live forever, so I don't even need you. And so that's when he proceeded to put belt to ass.
yeah, it got ugly quickly. But and that's what like. I assumed Ryan wasn't there yet, but yeah, I wonder if they modeled this after Invincible specifically. I would
Jamie,
Hmm.
assume they did.
did you and your dad do things together like play Mario Kart or basketball out in the front yard?
Yeah, like we would play like so the way our house was shaped, like it was like really tall on like two sides, and then it kind of had like a dip in the middle. We would play like home run derby, and
Oh, okay, okay.
like my dad would always like he'd throw me some, some layups, some softballs, and but he typically like beat me until like it was like I was in like, upper middle school before I could finally beat him at like home run derby.
Until yeah,
You know?
I was just gonna say like he was letting you win. Like, oh, okay,
No,
that's a
no.
nice dad because
I was about to
I
say
had
he
to
wasn't
beat my
letting me
dad and shit.
win. Heck no. No, 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 no.
Yeah, my son cried today because he asked me to play tic tac toe, and
Were you exes?
I was O's,
Oh, oh.
and I
Ooh.
I I beat him, and he started crying. We were at a restaurant, so I was like, "This is not great.
Uh,
I'd really like you to stop crying." He was crying loud. I was like, "What are we doing right now?"
boy, dad would have been mad at me. Cut that shit out.
I Yeah, I was not happy about it,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyway, uh, episode 4, King of Hell. We open with Homelander declaring himself as the Lord and telling Firecracker to announce it through the media. Ryan wakes up and leaves after Butcher spoils Star Wars for him. The boys discuss making more virus and heading to Fort Harmony before Homelander does, because if he gets there first, it's going to be a problem. Annie goes to see her dad and finds out that he has a whole family. Sister Sage lets Soldier Boy know that Homelander is going to Fort Harmony and suggests that he should, tag along. Ashley and her husband are doing the unholy shuffle, and Firecracker asks them for their help with the Homelander is God announcement. The boys make their way to Fort Harmony and find a lot of corpses when they arrive. Annie reconciles with her dad, and while looking through Fort Harmony, mouths start getting reckless, and Frenchie realizes that toxoplasmosis is why that's happening. They see that Homelander and Soldier Boy are there, so they start making moves. Annie's brother calls the police on her, and her dad is able to defuse the situation. Over at Fort Harmony, the boys start fighting amongst themselves, and Soldier Boy locks Homelander in a soup-proof safe. Butcher finds him and talks a little bit of shit, while Frenchie lures Soldier Boy to Quinn, the source of all the hate in the air. Frenchie gets Soldier Boy to kill him, and everybody, gets their ability to love back, and Homelander busts out of the safe. Kimiko breaks up with Frenchie because she can't do the chaos anymore. Annie returns, and the church service is held that proclaims Homelander as God. And that's the episode. So, um, Homelander is like, I am the Lord, Firecracker, tell everybody. And Firecracker's like, it's good to, know God. And he was like, know God? I am God. And I wondered how that was going to hit her.
When
Yeah.
you could tell because she was not comfortable with that.
Yeah, she didn't
Which
like it.
she's supposed to be your regular American conservative, and so yeah, they ain't trying to hear that. That's not what they want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that one was tough for her, I imagine. And then we see that Ryan wakes up and Butcher's making him tea, and they, have a little discussion. Star Wars comes up, and Ryan hasn't seen it.
That's his fault.
Yeah, it was. He was like, wait, Luke and Darth Vader? Like, I was like, and then Butcher's like, yeah. Anyway, uh, and then yeah, Ryan is basically like, yeah, Butcher, you don't care about me, and then leaves. So the boys are like, hey, we need to make more virus, but we also need to go to Fort Harmony to see if there's any V1 because we need to make sure that Homelander doesn't get it. Because if he gets V1, then it doesn't matter if we get the virus because he will be immortal. So, yeah. Annie, we find out, went to go see her dad. And he has a whole new family that he's been taking care of. And we see that Sister Sage Sister Sage calls upon Soldier Boy, and Soldier Boy basically like, don't nobody summon me. Last time I took orders from a black lady, and
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus. But yeah. So she's like, because she peeps game. So she's like, Homelander is on his way to find the V1. Perhaps you should go with him. Help him find it. You know? And he's like, I think that is a splendid proposal. So we see Ashley and her husband doing whatever. Um,
That was a
honestly,
big ass
Go
deal
ahead.
though.
Go ahead, Jordan.
That was a big ass deal though, bro. That was
Go
crazy.
ahead. Yeah. That nigga was not walking straight. I was
I
like,
know. You saw him. He had like a little
yeah,
limp. That's
yeah.
that.
Reminded me of bad grandpa. Last time I let you fuck me in the ass, I couldn't shit or treat for a week. I was
Yeah,
like, wow.
that
The
was
line-
rough.
The line that killed me was when Firecracker walked in. She goes, "Smells like wet shit and Waffle House in here." And I was like,
Oh,
"Damn!"
yeah.
was
Whenever Sister Sage
hilarious.
walked in there, that was a good one,
Oh
Janet.
my
Yeah.
god!
Oh, it was so
Yeah.
funny. I was
Wet
like,
ass and I was like, wet
whoever
shit. And I
whoever
was
said
like,
the Waffle
damn.
House, they had a black person in the writers' room for that one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It was
awful.
real gross.
Because yeah, she and Ashley was like, I know that our marriage is staged and all that, but I like what's happening here. It's like
Yeah.
gross.
Gross.
Yeah, and then yeah, that's when I guess we because he mentioned he had to do some stuff with the money for the church, and the back of Ashley's head says, "Nope, the church has no money," and that's when he was
Church is
like,
broke.
"Yeah, who told you that? Did the back of your
She's
head
like,
tell you that?"
How you got a mega church and you broke?
Honestly, because she says like you don't pay taxes. Like how
Yeah.
how are you broke? And it's like, well, attendance has been a little low or whatever. So anyway, Firecracker's like, hey, I need y'all's help. And whenever they have the meeting of how they're gonna present this, I thought that was great. That I don't know who that lady was, but I like her in whatever she's in. But yeah, I don't know how the worm got in the room also, but
Was that him or was that the?
That was him.
Was that
No,
the-
that
Yeah.
was the worm. I'm
That was
glad. I'm
him.
glad that you brought that up because I was like, is he part of the seven? Like, why
I
would,
thought that
why
was.
would
I thought that
Homelander
was
have
the
him on it?
studio. I thought that was the studio director dude who like always pops up when they're
No.
like
He
shooting
is-
commercials and stuff.
Well,
He
he,
was like
is
the
too. Like,
producer.
he is a producer. Yeah.
Yeah,
but no, that wasn't that
Mm.
same guy. I think I know which guy
Okay.
you're talking about.
Mm.
the guy who's
But,
always directing the movies. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I was confused when I saw him. I was like, oh, I didn't know you were on Vaught's payroll since Butcher went to you to. Okay, whatever. So, but yeah, eventually the Firecracker, figures something out. But the boys make their way to Fort Harmony and they see a lot of dead bodies, and they mention like, why are there no animals? Like we're in the middle of the woods, and then they find all the animals, and Annie sees that they have Homelander paraphernalia. We see that the son is locked into the whole Homelander thing. And yeah, the wife is like, you should stay for dinner. I'm making a hamburger helper.
Stroganoff.
Stroganoff.
Or stroganoff.
Yeah.
It's hamburger helper. And that brought me back to my younger days when you said that. Bro,
Mhm.
I ain't had a hamburger helper in at least 20.
Go ahead and eat you one. Yeah.
I don't think I could do it, bro.
Go ahead.
When I'm not home, my wife will make it
Re-
sometimes for.
remember.
Yeah,
Remember where you
it's been a
came
while.
from.
I know, you're right.
But yeah, eventually Andy's like, "Hey, let's talk. Like, why did you leave?" And he explains why he left and that he's been keeping up with her, that he's proud of her and all that, and I think that's what she needed. And then she goes up and talks to the boy, and he's, just been listening to all the
Just a
podcasts and like
yeah,
all
it's a
the
regular teenage boy. He's got posters up and everything. Got the lotion, got the Jergens over here. Got the tissue. Yeah,
yeah,
it's like
because Dad says like you need to knock. I learned that lesson the hard way.
and luckily for her, because he wouldn't have known that you're
Correct.
my sister. She was like, "Oh, thank God you weren't in here busting
Yeah.
nuts to me."
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not on the wall.
I think
But
what's so crazy is like that. Just like I feel like it shows like the like Gen Z like personality. Like I would never be leaving like the lotion and the like tissues on my like I'd be
I would
hiding
hate
that
that.
shit. You
Yeah,
know,
you
like
gotta
he's
hide
just
that.
like nah. Like
he's
I'm
like,
just gonna
here
let
it
it.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
crazy.
I remember one time I posted a picture, like I was in high school. I posted a picture on social media, and I had like two lotions in the background. Boy, I got flamed up just for having lotion in the background. I was like, "Oh, I know what you're doing."
And
And
that's
that's
the
crazy being black
yeah,
because
because we have
that's regular.
lotion for moisturizing. Like,
I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creams or anything because I have eczema. I'm looking at right now. So yeah,
Oh, okay, all
crazy.
right. That's a little bit
Yeah.
too much,
Like
man.
dang, Larry.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was gonna say I support buying in bulk because that shit don't expire.
You
So
know what I'm saying? You ever ran out of
No,
lotion and it's not fun.
I don't know, man. It's kind of a
All
lot. I
right,
don't know.
run that one day and you'll find out. Spencer's already on board. He already knows. So yeah.
I buy shit in bulk because why not?
All
So
right.
um anyway, the over like Huey is the one whose mouth is getting reckless first, which is very out
Because
of character for Huey.
called Starlight a bitch.
Yeah, just straight up, he's just a fucking bitch. He's like, that was a little mean, and I was like, that was yeah uncharacteristic of you, Huey. And then yeah, whenever he called mother's milk,
A pussy?
yeah, I was like,
Oh yeah,
oh,
yeah.
something's going on
That's where
here.
this shit start getting good, Jamie. Butchers are like, wow, he called you a pussy. You
Yeah,
gonna take that?
you gonna
You
let
gonna
him
let him
take.
do that?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that was
started
good.
instigating hard. What did you call this? Talk. Was that the guy's name, or is this what did you say?
No,
Toxa.
toxoplasmosis.
What is that?
It is actually a parasitic something. I don't think it causes like just hatred, but it is um a parasitic infection or a parasitic disease of some kind that uh can be an issue. I don't know much more than that
I,
about it.
I actually just found it because I forgot that they even
Okay,
called it that.
teaching moment time. Okay, let's do it.
There you go. Now, hang on. It's a lot of big words in this sentence, so you
Go
gotta
ahead.
forgive me. Okay.
Is this just a
So
Google AI answer?
this is the Wikipedia overview. Yeah.
Okay.
That's better than that AI shit. Yeah.
So Toxoplasma gondii is a specific is a species of parasitic. I don't know this word. Sounds like another word for plant that causes toxoplasmosis. Found worldwide, T. gondii is capable of infecting virtually all warm-blooded animals, but members of the cat family are only known for definitive hosts in which the parasite may undergo sexual reproduction. So I don't know. It is something real life. It is a parasite, um, and it's something that it can affect you.
So it's reproducing in felines.
That's what it sounds like.
Sounds like.
Yeah.
All right.
It says people
Fucking
often get
cats.
this infection from eating undercooked meat. You can also
so
get in
summon
contact
Ella
with cat
Fitzgerald.
feces, and Parasite can get past to the baby during
Hey,
pregnancy.
look at that making sense.
Okay. If it comes from cats, I'm surprised Cat Bitch wasn't involved with
Yeah.
this happening.
Yeah.
But okay. So yeah,
Cool.
Frenchie eventually just kind of realized, like, he's like, none of you are being yourselves. Why am I the voice of reason right now? This is
From a
weird. I don't
crackhead.
like it. Yeah, and then
Kimiko was roasting that nigga.
yeah, and it was so funny because uh she would say something and then Butcher would say the same thing, and I was like, that's like I just said that. It's like, yeah, whenever you say something useful, I'll listen to you. I was like, Jesus.
They was going off.
Yeah, and then yeah, like she, yeah, he was like, oh, I guess all of my recreational drug use has my brain different. And she was like, yeah, you fucking drug addict.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. So yeah, they were talking reckless. And again,
Real.
Huey and Kimiko the most because we're not used to that from them.
Oh.
But he is basically saying like, guys, you're not yourselves. So
Yeah, you need
let's
Snickers, bro. Chill.
yeah, you clearly yeah, you need a Snickers. And
I ain't gonna
then
lie. I thought he was gonna get cooked. And when he went into that little chamber that they cremate the
I did
bodies,
too. I was like, I wouldn't.
yeah, I was like,
yeah,
that wasn't
that was
smart.
a terrible place to be.
I ain't hiding in there.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they weren't thinking clearly. So, yeah, Frenchie realizes that that's what this is, and whenever they see Homelander and Soldier Boy are there, there's a little more shit talk. Because I wondered if they were going to be affected by this, and I was like, what is Homelander going to say to Soldier Boy? Because we know Soldier Boy been talking shit. But what
Yeah.
is Homelander going to say to him? And then, that's when he basically read him his resume. He was like, you were just a little rich boy who couldn't stand that your brother was doing well, so you begged your dad to, get yada yada. So, yeah. Um, Annie finds out that her brother called the police because the deputy showed up and he's like, super weird question. Is Starlight here?
Yeah. I'll be
And
specific.
yeah, he was like, whatever do you mean? And Annie was like, just lie. What are you doing?
He didn't play that off well at all.
At all.
Yeah.
Like, that was stupid. But, I mean, he's eventually able to defuse the situation. And he's like, you better get her out of here. Or I'm coming with Livewire, I think was the name of the... Was it Livewire?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like wire. Yeah.
Okay.
But I thought of Batman or Superman in my head.
Yep. Same. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that gets handled. And then, yeah, eventually the toxoplasmosis has them actually fighting each other. Like, it gets violent.
Yeah.
Because Frenchie realized, like, oh, all these men killed each other. Because of, yeah. So, eventually, Frenchie's moving around and he sees something. And then eventually we see what he ends up seeing. Homelander's talking shit to Soldier Boy, and so Soldier Boy puts him in the enriched uranium chamber. And he's like, it probably won't kill you, but you're gonna feel it. It's not gonna be good for you.
Yeah, you're gonna have a super stomach ache, he said, something like that.
Yeah.
it's
You're gonna
like-
be shitting it out your ass.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt. And so, uh, eventually Butcher finds him in there, and he's like, "Oh, look at you, you little bitch!" Like,
You little bitch. Yeah, you sucking that shit too.
yeah. He's like, "I should go get the virus right now for your ass." And Homelander's like, "You don't have it, do you?
He's like, I'll go get the blicky. You see, you ain't got the blicky.
Yeah, you ain't got it on you.
with you. Because if you did, this has been happening right
You
now.
would already, yeah."
Yeah.
And then Frenchie lures Soldier Boy to Quinn, who was, I assume, one of the 5 people that was mentioned earlier as having the OG V1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, of course, Soldier Boy talking some shit, being like, "This is what you thought about me, isn't it?" And Frenchie's like, "Hey, could you go ahead and kill him for me?" And Soldier Boy's like, "No, I like him like this. This is how I want him."
That's how I want it.
And then, Frenchie's like, "Yeah, but he called you a bitch, though. You
He
heard
what?
him? You heard what he said? He called you a bitch." And then Soldier Boy's like, and then just explodes. Just the unibeams his ass. And then the hate immediately stops.
Yeah,
And
because he
everybody's like, yeah, cooked him. He's like, oh my God, guys, I love you again. Because, yeah, whenever Kimiko was fighting Huey, I was like, this is not going to go well for Huey.
but we have to
Huey,
talk about
Huey shot Mother's Milk in the
yeah,
shoulder.
we have to talk about that. Huey and Mother's Milk was really going at it. They both had weapons. Mother's Milk is shot. I know what just happened was not our fault, but nigga, I am hurt.
Yeah,
You hurt me.
I have a gunshot wound, which I
When
guess they forgot
Kimiko-
about. Because I didn't see, whenever they were fine, I did not see a hole in Mother's Milk's jacket. So
Yeah,
I'm guessing that bullet is still in him, or they forgot.
I guess so. Mother's Milk had me dying whenever Kimiko
When he
entered
ran.
the room, though. Yeah,
I was literally going to say that.
Like,
She
shit. Yeah.
she bit that pole. He was like,
Yeah. You didn't tell me twice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
No. Yeah, he was gone.
yeah,
That was the right thing to do.
that was
That
great.
was the right thing to do. Yeah.
And again, that was one of those like, he's black.
He had enough sense, even though all that was going on. He was like, yeah, nah.
Like, I ain't trying to die. So
Mm-mm,
I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah.
But I mean, and again, usually as quote unquote soft as Huey is, Huey held his own.
He did.
So
Yeah,
I mean, he's hardened by this life that he's had to live. But everybody loves each other again, and then Homelander busts out of that thing, and I'm like, that is telling of how strong he is. The fact that he was
Yeah.
able to actually escape it on his own. Because Soldier Boy took the little spinny door off. So I was like, I wonder how he's going to get out of there. And then Homelander finds Soldier Boy and was probably about to handle him, but then saw that Soldier Boy was having feelings. Because I guess Soldier Boy actually didn't hate the guy.
Were you crying?
yeah.
It's like, no. I had uranium in my eye. And so, yeah, he sees him have that moment of vulnerability and is like, you know what? I'm gonna let him have it. I'm God. I don't care. And then we see after that Kimiko breaks up with Frenchie because she's like, hey, you're a chaos guy, and I'm not. Like, chaos is what I'm trying to get away from. Because we saw whenever she did have all that hate in her heart, she lost her ability to talk.
Mm-hmm.
So peace is really
I was
what,
wondering why that did. So that makes sense. Yeah.
like, peace is really like, because she says she went to therapy and she got herself right mentally, and like that is what has allowed her to talk, because trauma is the reason she wasn't talking. So yeah, whenever
That's
she
a
went
crazy
back
trigger.
whenever she went back to that place, she lost her ability to talk. She like went feral almost.
Yeah.
And so yeah. Annie comes back, and they're happy to see each other. And Huey's like, I'm so glad you weren't here. Because today was a really good day to miss.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been good if you were here.
Ain't no telling what the hell would have been said.
Yeah. Because he called her a fucking bitch. And if she had been there, he would have said it to her face.
He would have. 100%.
Yeah, I
I
would
should
not
think
have.
of that Key and Peele episode where he's like, I said,
I said, oh, you caught up? Yeah.
But you said that right.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you said that right.
Yeah.
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 Quinn was absolutely a hater. Like, Frieza's a hater, but I don't know. Quinn might have to be like up there with
I'd be hating too.
when they huh?
I would be hating too if you got powers and your powers was you basically cause hate and now you got to be stuck in this place forever. I'd be mad too.
Is that what his? I guess. Well, I don't know exactly what his powers were.
Because he's like I know what it is. Like, you're jealous that he was, because it sounded like Quinn was the military person and Soldier Boy wasn't, but Soldier Boy got to basically go on and be the military person, while Quinn just had to basically stay there and be stuck there.
I think they mentioned these two. Shout out to Walking Dead and The Last of Us.
Oh
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Very
was
good.
absolutely getting The Last of Us vibes with that shit. I was like, nah, we need to get out of here. Because I really thought it was going to be a monster that was fucking this whole place up.
I thought it was
So,
too.
yeah.
I mean, it
But
kind of
then we
was. He
see,
was just immobile.
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we got to see our boy become a prophet though.
Yeah.
He's now known as the prophet.
We
Yeah.
see the whole black church service, and I was like, I think it's hilarious that. Well, and one of the things I wonder, since his power, also I don't know what David Diggs' name is in this. I just know he's Ashley's husband, but since his power is essentially like loud talking, Homelander has very sensitive ears, right? So like that should be a problem for him.
You would think.
I guess it
Yeah.
might be later at some point. But yeah, we see that service happen. And yeah, Homelander
I, I,
ascends.
I think this pushes Firecracker over the edge because in her heart, as old girl said, she's lying. Yeah, she don't accept that because no, we don't, nah. I said that's one thing Republicans ain't gonna do. They don't be playing them games and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I like this about this because I'm just gonna go ahead and say it too. You know, podcast this is. Homelander is Trump in all this shit, and now people who thought he was after he killed old boy on TV, he had all these people liking him and oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now you guys are seeing the monster that you've created because you wanted to vote for him. Now all the hate to say this part two. No, I don't. A lot of the Mexicans who voted for his shit, you thought you were safe, so you wanted to make him God, and you thought you was gonna be safe too. No, he coming after all. He don't like humans as it is. He says it. He's told you y'all are puny and you
Lesser.
don't matter. Yeah.
He said, I'm better. Like
y'all
he this is a god complex he already had.
already has. So what are y'all? Y'all just now seeing this shit? He's been this. He ain't lied. You just did. Y'all. Yeah.
And this thing,
It's delusional.
there are some people who are true believers, but there are some people who are only believers for their own safety, for their own protection, for their own convenience.
Uh-huh.
And so he's going to lose all of the people that are only there to protect themselves or save themselves. But all the true believers, those are the ones that are. It's going to be interesting to see what happens because Firecracker is one of the people that like was a true believer in Homelander, and so I want to see what happens because we've watched a few people be true believers and then turn. We saw that with A-Train, for example. Like he was really riding for Homelander and then he wasn't. Because he saw how Homelander treated him, and that's, usually how it goes.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna see what happens.
I want to ask. I want to ask a question before we get out of here. What are y'all looking? What are y'all expecting for the rest of the season? Like, are y'all expecting anybody to show up and anybody to die? Any of the boys to die? What are you guys'
I'm
expectations?
expecting the boys to have to kill Butcher. I don't know how. This is the last season, so somehow Homelander has to die. I don't know where we're going with this shit, but he's gonna die somehow. They're gonna have to kill Butcher. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of want Soldier Boy to live. I don't, Soldier
doubt
Boy.
he does.
As
I
what
want him to,
Spenser
but I doubt
says,
it.
he's just part of his. He's just coming from where he comes from. He been frozen and shit. But yeah, he's really Soldier Boy. Just he really makes me
He's
laugh.
so good. And I knew that whenever he said, maybe it was a couple seasons ago, whenever Soldier Boy was like, Bill Cosby, America's dad, he made some real strong cocktails. I was like, oh yeah,
yeah.
I think I'm gonna like this guy.
Yeah.
Jamie, what about you? What are you expecting? Were you looking forward to anything the rest of the season?
kind of think that Homelander's going to end up getting his hands on the like real V, and
Mhm.
that's going to be what ends up killing him because his body
Mm.
can't handle it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's my theory.
Good. That's a good one. Because just because he already got it doesn't mean that it's it's a good one.
What I'm looking forward to is finding out what Sister Sage is really doing.
Mm.
Yeah, that too.
Like that's because I don't want her to die. I want her to live, and I want her, honestly, it was made very clear that Stan Edgar plans to retake Vought once all this is done, and I kind of want to see Sister Sage and Stan working together. Like I know that the level of capitalism that would happen is egregious, but like those two, I really like them both, and I feel like those two together could get a lot done. But I their goals though is why I don't want them to.
Uh-huh.
But I don't live in that world, so it's fine.
Which character do you want to see die? Obviously, outside of Homelander.
It
Butcher
wouldn't
gotta
bother
go.
me if Huey died.
I think
I mean, it wouldn't.
Butcher gotta go.
Butcher got to go. He got to go.
Gotta
But
get
if
Butcher on
Huey
that dog.
died, it like I wouldn't be like, oh no, not Huey. Like I don't want Zoe to die.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. If they don't kill the Deep in like the funniest way possible, I'm gonna be a little disappointed.
No, he's
Because
not
like,
gonna die. I don't think.
Yeah.
I do think. I
Lives.
think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see Maeve come back. I don't know
Okay.
why, but I feel like Maeve is gonna come back somehow. I don't know
okay,
why.
okay.
Because remember,
Okay.
she's still out there.
So that's
She
the
is.
cameo appearance. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Because
so, 'cause
Madeline
she's-
was a
yeah, she's still-
cameo.
Yeah.
Hey, who is the actor who was playing Noir? Who is that guy? I've seen him.
New Noir.
Yeah. You don't know where you see him, Spencer? You usually can
Uh,
catch it.
I
I don't
have
even remember what it
probably
looked like.
seen him somewhere, but it's not coming to me.
Also, the preacher's name was Oh Father. That's his name.
Oh, Father is his name? Oh, that's a crazy name.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, Father.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not recognizing him from
I'm not seeing that guy.
anything.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Nothing coming to
I don't
mind
know.
anyway.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, either way, I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of the season, though.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if I have any like predictions. I just have some curiosities. So,
Gotcha.
but I like that you think he gets his hands on the V and then it fucks him up because
I mean,
Yeah,
that's a really
I
good
go-
theory.
That's a
Yeah.
good one, Jamie. I'm gonna go along with your stuff and say if that happens, like you called it. Yeah.
yeah, and I again like I with that I feel like Sister Sage is gonna sabotage something.
Saboteur. Okay.
Ooh, you know what'd be crazy
Oh.
is if they get the virus out and the virus ends up killing all of the soups.
But wait,
That's
We still
actually
got the Gen
my
V
God.
people.
What's
Since-
old girl's name? Gen V. What's old girl?
Yeah.
Moreau?
oh yeah, Marie.
Uh,
Marie, we haven't seen her yet.
She has to. Okay, that's a cameo. She got to come in here now. She got to make her appearance
Yeah.
in this
If
now.
if this is ending, yeah, because she's brought up in I want to say the
Yeah.
first episode whenever Starlight met with A Train. I feel like Marie came up.
Yeah.
even with Edgar, yeah.
Yes, Stan Edgar brought her up.
Mhm.
So yeah, I forgot about her. Yeah, so that whole squad has to show up too.
Actually, Well, this is the last season of The Boys, so yeah. I mean, they could end up bleeding
Which means
over into Gen V.
I don't see Gen V having a third season. I don't know why. The boys over with, but
And
That's
one thing
neat.
that is also interesting, if Sage is the smartest woman on Earth, she could make the virus and potentially make it where it's not that contagious.
Yeah. Guess we'll have to find out. We'll see what
find
happens.
out.
Yeah, she's the one. She's on my mind. Like I really like her, and she was made for this show. Like she didn't exist in the comic book.
All right, Jamie, I'm gonna lock it in. Your theory, and I'm gonna add my little theory into it now. Bringing Marie into it. He gets it. Marie does something to where she manipulates his blood with the V1 in it, and then is able to do something, and he then gets them. I think she's going to be the key part that we're missing. Locking in.
Because they have made it seem like she is
On
like
his
Gen
level.
V has made it seem like she's the way we're gonna get through this.
Yeah.
And the fact that she can revive people is also a big deal.
Yeah.
Because like I wonder if Ryan does die, does she have to bring him back? Or, I'm wondering if she's gonna have to revive anybody.
Yes, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, Jamie, thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank y'all for having me.
Larry, thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me to the podcast. For
So
sure.
I hope I wasn't putting you to sleep at all. I know it's a little late, but you were looking a little sleepy.
Oh, that ain't got nothing to do with you. It's just that's how my weeks be
You're a
now.
working
Boy.
man.
Yeah, it's killing me. That's part of the reason why episode 3 went. Me and Dad tried to watch it, and I was just like, "Boy, I am tired."
Yeah.
All right.
Well, with that being said, we're never duplicated.
And then Brandon would say, always appreciated. And
Mhm.
forever melanated.